Welcome to Mostly Engineering and another part in our Enigma build series. So welcome to this episode and the second try of bringing the stepping mechanism to work, because as you saw last time, it didn't actually work. And quite a bummer, but I think the reasoning behind it is twofold. First are the springs. Bending them at a precise angle, at a precise position is very, very difficult. So we have to find a better way there, and therefore find a better way to position and tensioning the drive levers properly. And the second problem is very likely that our Seesaw, our 3D printed Seesaw, is too flexible, and rather than stepping the rotor over, it just bends out of the way. So first try will be to reprint it in a stiffer material, and spoiler alert, I already did it, so let's take a closer look. So, and here we have our new Seesaw, came out really nice. If you just touch it, it feels stiffer than the old one, but unfortunately, if we do the bend test, we see it flexes nearly as much as the old one did. So we achieved nearly nothing. And if you put them side to side, you see the flex is pretty much the same here. But we will try it anyway, because what we did is we strengthened the material here a little bit, so it feathers out a little bit, so that we have around the axle hole a little bit more meat, and then we have the hole that we can pin it down, and that will hold the axle more securely, and maybe that already does the trick. If not, we have to bite the bullet and buy some more metal and then do this out of metal. But with this sorted out, let's go to the springs. So, and here we have the axle with our drive levers, and as you see, the springs with the levers are quite wiggly, and positioning them, tensioning them correctly is very difficult. And I think there are two things to blame here. First, the springs bending the legs at a nice 90-degree angle at a nice position is actually quite difficult, because most of the spring, rather than bend, just moves out of the way. So to do this better, I will do a little holder, so where we can slide the spring onto it and hold it securely while we are bending it. And then with straight legs, positioning them will be a lot easier. And the other problem is that between the axle and the spring, there's a lot of free room. So here the spring can move about rather than doing its springy business. And also this allows the levers to wiggle around quite a bit. So what we will do here is make a little spacer that sits underneath the spring. So the spring sits straight on the axle. We have a much nicer positioning of the lever and the spacer, and yeah, this wiggling should be much more reduced. And as it's easier to space it, we don't have to do the just fix it in place with a drop of super glue, because this is a nice solution if you never have to undo it. But if we have, as we see here, getting the parts off in a state where I still want to use it is basically impossible. So we also have to do the axle and the spacers again. So you see, lots of things to do, and with no further ado, let's go to the lathe. So, and here we have our springs, and I think you would agree that this looks a lot better now. What I did, and as you saw in the video before, is I made this little tool where we can slide the spring on, and then we have the 2 pins over here, and then just bend it over these 2 pins. So we can position it nicely and then bend it at precisely 90 degrees, what we want. Problem, and this worked reasonably well. The problem was that the spring still sits in a little bit crooked. So I thought, yeah, let's do a different design where we just have the shaft, and instead of this ledge over here, we have pins on the other side to hold the spring as well. And the other big advantage here is that we have both bending pins in at the same time, and we can bend both ends without moving the spring. So get a lot more accuracy with the 270-degree difference between both ends. At least that's the theory, but practically this doesn't all work, because here we have the spring and you see it doesn't look as good, and more importantly, these 2 legs are for some reason way closer than they should be. And yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, they're definitely not within specs anymore. So back to the first method, and now I just added some more holes so that we can put some more pins in, and therefore hold the spring a little bit more securely when we're bending it. And yeah, the result, as you see, is pretty good. Probably the best we can do with the resources we have. Only thing left to do now is put them in and see if it works. So, and here we have the axle with our drive levers, and came out really nice. Not 100% as expected. So I thought I can take off the brass bushings afterwards to electroplate them. This won't be possible because I broke off a little bit in here and in here, and these bushings are on here forever now. So not so nice. And in the end, in hindsight, it was probably clear that was going to happen, because drilling in place where we have to push the drive lever out of the way and therefore put pressure on this bushing, and it constantly rubbed against the drill, so we got a lot of friction, and the drill got hot incredibly fast, and then it just broke off. So yeah, probably not the best thing. Reason why I did it this way is I wanted to use the whole of the bushing to guide my drill, so that I can ensure that the pin will fit through the bushing and the axle, and that it goes in straight, because drilling on a round surface with a 1mm drill, the drill is very likely to wander and then nothing fits. And spot drilling is in this case unfortunately not really possible, because first, the spot will be bigger than the hole we actually drill, and more importantly, my mini mill is unfortunately so small that it can't fit the spot drills I have. Yeah, so maybe a different time I will do it a little bit different, but for now it's done and it looks a lot better than before. The tension on the drive levers is still not equal over all 3 levers, but it's much closer than before, and hopefully it's good enough. So let's put it in the machine and see if it actually works. So, and here we have our finished stepping mechanism, and as you see, it works really nicely. So that's very nice, but some of you already suspect foul play by the fact that only one rotor is in the machine. And yes, you would be correct, because it works for simply the reason that only one rotor is in the machine, because when all 3 rotors are in and they are under pressure to ensure the electrical connection, the forces to move the rotor are actually still too high for the Seesaw to handle, so it just bends out of the way. So yeah, I kind of suspected that this is going to happen, but yeah, now we have the confirmation. And what we have to do next is order some metal and redo the Seesaw in solid brass. I mean, some of you suggested filament printing, but yeah, that might be a little bit stiffer than the resins, but I think it's still not enough, and I also don't have filament printing at hand, so doing it properly this time, doing it in metal, is probably the right way to go. But there's still a good news, because the fact that the rotor moves tells me that the spring tensioning, the position of the lever, that all these are part of the mechanism works as it should be. And on this high note, it's time to end the show. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, comments, as always, let them down below, and I try to answer them as quickly and correctly as possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And all that's left to say now is thanks for watching, and see you at the next time. Bye bye.